All righty, well, we'll get started. Thank you for joining me this Friday happy hour, MPR virtual happy hour. Today, I'll be talking about Barmaid. Not this Barmaid. And not that Barmaid. But this Barmaid. And specifically, I'll be talking about the Barmaid 3 horsepower, the BLE 300 blender. We'll go over some other stuff from Barmaid, but basically just want to go over the controls, go over the container, go over some of the features and benefits of this unit, go over some other Barmaid items, and then have a cocktail and leave it open for discussions. If you have any questions during this, just go ahead and hit the chat button and we'll address it. My beautiful host, Eric, will assist me on the questioning and answering. So we'll go over that. So without further ado, the Barmaid 3 horsepower BLE 300. As you can see, the front controls here, it's got a 2-speed motor, high and low, and you got an on and off switch. Right here, you got a rubber mat on top of the housing. That helps reduce vibration and noise. Here, you got a 64-ounce EPA-free container with a stainless steel blade. And the way this is designed, it tapers from the top down to the bottom, which allows the product to funnel down to the stainless steel blades. It comes with a 2-year warranty and a lot of power. On top of that, what's nice about this is when you're done with it and you want to wrap the cord up right here on the bottom, you can wrap the cord up underneath the base. And it's got 4 plunger feet that allow for a lot of stability when it's in motion. So that's kind of the basic fundamentals of the BLE 300. We also have the BLE 100, which is just the 1 horsepower. And that's a 48-ounce container, stackable container. It has basically a toggle switch on and off and toggle switch for a high-speed and low-speed motor, rather, sorry.
Hey, Matt.
Question? Yeah.
Hey, Matt. So what's the warranty on the 1 horsepower?
2-year.
And how does that warranty differ from maybe some of the other brands?
Well, most of them are 1 year, from my knowledge, unless I can be corrected on that. Most of the other ones are 1-year warranty.
So when a dealer sells one to their customer, they're not gonna get the complaints that the warranty's not being honored, and I have to send it away, and all the things that go along with it. One of the things that I love about Barmaid is the way they take care of our dealer customers, and by extension, our end users.
Right. They do a great job. They do an excellent job. And like I said at the beginning of this, we're not limited to just blenders. We're going to go over a couple other things now. I think Eric's going to share the screen on some of the other items that we offer from Barmaid. So there on the left is the 3 horsepower blender. I'm going to dive into the drain flyby. We'll go over the glass polisher. The next screen is going to show you probably the cutlery polisher. The cutlery polisher, basically we have 2 models. We have a 7,000, we have a 5,000. The one that came out of the gates first is a 7,000. Basically the cutlery polisher, pretty efficient and easy to use. It's portable. And the use of it basically is to dry and polish warm, wet cutlery right out of the dishwasher so that you can have spot-free cutlery. The 7,000 polishes between 2,000 and 4,000 pieces per hour. So it's a pretty heavy volume. And what it does is it uses an organic polishing compound inside of it. I believe it's just a dry corn husk. And then right before it passes out and exits, it goes through a UVC exposure and it sanitizes the cutlery as it exits, and it eradicates the bacteria on there, which right now is a hot topic, right?
Wow. Look at the big brain on Matt.
Big words.
Big brain.
So we got the 2
But
different
does anybody
models.
have a
5,000
case
came
of
out later, but the 7,000 has been our workhorse the whole time. Does a great job. All right. And then we have the drain flyby. Basically, the drain flyby, we have a number of different models. We have the ones that fit a 2-inch drain, a 3-inch drain, 3.5-inch drain, and a 4-inch drain. They install pretty quickly and easily in the floor drain. And what this does, its purpose is really to stop fruit flies, bugs, and and any kind of odors that might come up through your drain. The beauty of this is it's got a little flap on the bottom of it that allows product to flow down. It does not disrupt the flow rate, but what it does is it doesn't allow anything to come up through the drains. Again, bugs, odors, scents, and that's pretty much it on that. I've had a lot of success with plumbers coming into the dealership and purchasing it from them. So this is not something that's just a one-person sale. Sometimes you go through the plumbers. So any cash and carry dealers, stocking dealers, you should have this on your counter as a POS. Moves pretty quickly. Over there is the 1 horsepower. I've already kind of touched on that a little bit. That's a 48-ounce container with a toggle switch for on and off and a toggle switch for low-speed, high-speed fan. 2-year warranty. BPA-free container, same thing, and stainless steel blade. So that's kind of it on that. What's the other one there? And is that the, oh, that's the glass polisher on the right. And basically, they've had this out for a number of years now. And what it does, it's a 5 polishing heads that move simultaneously. The 4 outer and 1 inner. And you put your stemware on the inner one, so you're cleaning the inside of the glassware while the 4 revolving heads are polishing the outside of the glassware. So you're drying and cleaning it with the warm air and the brush. And really what it does, I addressed a couple of things. First of all, it dries and polishes 5 times faster than if somebody did it by hand. And also you have people that if they were to get hurt, if the glass were to break by doing it by hand with the cloth, it kind of eliminates that issue as well. And it saves time and money. If you have an employee that's got to do work 5 times harder by hand, you could reallocate that employee to doing other stuff within your bar or your banquet facility or any other high volume glassware facility that you just want.
Yeah.
What's next, Eric?
All right, I was going to say the average cost of a severe cut to an employee, they estimated around $10,000.
There you go.
Which is the breakdown that's actually on this slide. If anybody needs any of these are all PDFs that we have available at our disposal. And most of them we also have available in a printed copy as well that we can shoot out.
And I think that's it, right, Eric?
Yep, that's all the slides. I'm going to kick this off and stop sharing and throw it back to you.
Okay. Yeah, so really the purpose of this happy hour today is to spend about 1/3 of the time on this BLE 300 3 horsepower blender. Then the other 1/3 is basically on other products. And I'm just going to leave it kind of open for anybody if they have any questions. Obviously, we don't have a lot of participants, but we got the input from MPR. I don't know if you guys have anything. I was going to actually show you guys real quickly how it sounds. I don't want to be annoying here, but I was going to make a pina colada. Yeah. All right. So I got a cup of ice.
Do you also like getting caught in the rain, Matt? Is that what you were saying? Somebody had to say it, right?
All right, I got a little pina colada mix here.
That's
then
pina colada mix.
And then really what I have is I have a shot glass here, but that's all for show. I like to free pour. No real need for a.
We're amongst friends, right?
There we go.
You know, if you want a measured pour, Barmaid makes those too. Might as well tie that in.
Good point. We do have measured pour. Okay, so I've got it in low right now. I'm going to turn it on. Chad, you mentioned earlier when we were talking before everybody got on that you were doing salsas with this too as well, right?
Yes, correct.
That when you go in the low speed, it actually does such a good job that it makes it kind of more of a slurry than chunky, right? So you know what kind of salsa you like. But this can also do dough. You need to do dough in here. I mean, these stainless steel blades are workhorses in here. Hello, I don't have an umbrella. do not have an umbrella. We're going to turn this off.
That's what Chris needs for his background. He needs a umbrella drink.
So that's all I have on Barmaid. There's a lot of other products like Chris mentioned. We also have sanitizing tablets for your 3-compartment sinks. We got cart dollies. We got keg dollies.
Sanitizer test strips as well.
What's that, Eric?
Sanitizer test strips.
Yeah.
So to go with your sanitizer tablets, we're also selling the test strips as well.
Right. So that's all I've got on this. If there's no other topics.
You know what? One other thing that I like to mention too on those measured pours. First of all, I never go to a bar that they use that, but we sell a lot of them. And but they're good for, it's a 3-ball system, which sounds strange, but they're really accurate. So 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1.5, 1.5. But the other thing that's really cool with them is they can do syrups. So for like slushies or icy shops or just anything where they're doing a syrup, coffee shops, they're good for that as well.
Just to chime in on that, from the end user standpoint, our bar, we used to buy just whatever cheapest measured pours we could, and constantly they were getting pulled out of the bottles, and you'd hold the bottom and the top and just sit there and shake it to loosen the ball bearings back up, because we were buying whatever the bottom of the road we could get was like, hey, how much is that? No, that's too much. Go lower. Bar Maid has designed theirs to be as accurate as possible for, as long as they can possibly last, as opposed to, oh, cool, I had this in a bottle, now I need to throw it out and start over.
That's a great point, Eric. To me, the interesting thing is if you're an operator and you're carefully controlling things so that you can remain profitable, it makes no sense to buy the cheapest measured pour on the market, because if that's what you're doing, then why would you buy the least effective product to achieve the success that you're after? To me, it makes no sense. So that's a great point. The way they do their ball bearings, those things do not stick. It's a very well made pour, and it's a moneymaker. It's a moneymaker, baby.
It's one-piece design too, so they don't break off in the bottle. Too, that happens a lot with the cheaper ones.
So
This is really fun.
So I guess the motto today is it's all about the ball bearings, baby. It's all about the ball bearings.
You got to say that with teeth.
I'm getting into my surfer pose now. Here we go.
There you go. There are far too many reps in one place on this call.
Amen.
How's that drink, Matt?
It's fruity. I need a beer or whiskey. Yeah. That's good.
We got one more person coming in at the end here. So I'm just going to kind of give the end point. Marcelo.
Hey, Marcelo.
But we went through it. Matt had a lot to share. Kind of coming in at the end of this, but what we will do is I'll continue taking the recordings and I'll push them out on our social media. We have a YouTube channel now, just as a heads up, guys.
Oh.
So I'm posting all of these on YouTube and then sharing them out from YouTube, like to our social media, except for Instagram, because Instagram doesn't let you link. That's a whole different story. But that's how I'm parceling them out. I did it because it's easier to upload them one time on YouTube and then shoot them out. But moral of the story is, if you want to see these, or you have people you want to share them with, or you missed some of the information, we can send you the link. Send us a request, whoever your rep is. Look at this lovely group of faces above you, and pinpoint who it is. Shoot them an email and say, hey, can I get that video for training, or whatever it might be.
So for those that came in late, the purpose of these is really to be short, 15, 20 minutes too. So typically on a regular one, there are hours, right? And you can get in 45 minutes to an hour, but we're trying to keep it short because we know your time is valuable.
And we also want you to know we have our own YouTube channel, so there's that.
Yeah, so that's all I have. If there's no other questions or comments, we're gonna put an end to it and go into the weekend.
Aloha, everybody. Aloha.
Aloha.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you. Have a good weekend.